Devant le filet, pour l'instant, il travaille dans le coin. Et là, c'est un beau jeu de Tatar. Tatar tire et le but! Un peu loin. Il reçoit la passe pendant et voilà son tir. Le retour. Ah, il touche le poteau. Non, il a but! Weber à Thompson. Thompson. Oh, quel bel équilibre. Et là, c'est le tir et le but!
There you go. Some of the Et le buzz from Pierre Houde, who's been calling Canadians, been the play-by-play voice of the Canadiens since, I believe, the late 1800s, but it says in my notes 1989. He was just recently told he's being inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame as a recipient of the 2024 Foster Hewitt Memorial Award. Pierre Houde is on the line. Pierre, thank you for being here, and congratulations, by the way.
Well, thanks for having me, Aaron. We promised each other last time we were having brunch at the Chez Nick.
Mm-hmm.
You were about to get married, by the way.
I was, and I did. And the good news, Pierre, is I'm still married.
Happily?
Thank you. Yeah,
happily?
Happily.
Because Lynn wants to know.
The fact that you had to ask means I'm now in trouble. But let me, listen, we had a chance, we kind of bumped into each other, as you said, not that long ago, and we were talking about Grand Prix at the time, because beyond hockey, obviously, you do a lot of other work. I'm just curious, though, I mean, this is a very prestigious award. When you did you have any idea this was going on?
No, I didn't have any idea. It's funny because my partner in crime, Marc Denis, my color man, was leading the submission or the plan or whatever to the association, to the Broadcasters Association, and it was all a very secret operation from his part, and I heard in hindsight that it was backed and co-signed by Jeff Molson, by the Montreal Canadiens, by our management at Bell Media, and mainly TSN and RDS, and also from the president of the World Hockey Federation,
wow.
Quebec-born Luc Tardif. So when I heard that, I felt so speechless, and I thought it was so humbling to have those very prestigious people leading the submission and leading the plan from Mark. And then I was told on May 14th, and I was told by the Hall of Fame not to mention to anyone until the release. So it was tough from my side as well to keep it, because this is something you want to desperately share with your coworkers and your peers. But now everything is in the open, and it's just been a fantastic 3-4 days.
You know, I would, first of all, I will point out, and I know Terry DeMonte posted something really nice because I reposted it as well. You worked with him. I know you were on his show on a regular basis while he was over at Shome. So I'm sure you know each other very, very well. He has, and I've spoken to Terry about this before, he has nothing but the highest praise to pay you. And I think anybody who's listened to you do your job, certainly at least when it comes to hockey. As I said, I know you do other stuff. I don't know anybody better at play-by-play than you.
Well, that's very nice. I still believe that I have some outstanding colleagues still running strong throughout the NHL. Sam Rosen in New York is an amazing play-by-play announcer. Kenny Albert is also extremely professional. Here in Canada, Chris Cuthbert and so many more. So I take the compliment, but I think that is something that is shareable with many quality play-by-play announcers. I've been spoiled to have amazingly talented and high-quality individuals passing along the baton. You know, René Le Cavalier was certainly the first of ours. He actually created our business. He created the French language to adapt to television when CBC started to present hockey games in the early 50s. And then Richard Garneau, of course, who became a very close friend until we did the Olympics in London in 2012. And then sadly, Richard passed shortly after. And Gilles Tremblay, of course, who was the first ex-player ever to himself create also the language and create the noble profession of going from the ice to the TV booth. So I'm glad I'm only the fourth in line, but I also I'm so respectful and so thankful for those who were there before.
You know, I would ask because I think people would be curious. You've been doing this for quite a while. Were you, as a kid, one of those kids, like so many of us who get into radio, who would listen to the play-by-play and kind of imitate them and record yourself? Was that part of something you saw as your future?
Yeah, I would say maybe more Paul than me, my late brother. Paul was first of all, he was an amazingly talented impersonator. I think he was to French Canada what Rich Little was to English Canada and to the United States. Paul was amazingly talented. He could imitate Garneau so well. He could imitate René Lecavalier so well. But I was more maybe looking to radio as such. I was a big fan of general music radio, which I did, of course, Aaron, in my other professional life before RDS, and I got to do some freelancing gigs on sports television, slowly but surely, as of the early 80s. And when RDS was born in 89, they were desperately looking for their first play-by-play announcer, and they turned to me. And, it was the best decision of my life, or one of the best decisions of my life. And but I must admit that you dream about it, yes, but you don't even believe it will happen. And then in hindsight, it does happen. It's been 35 years, and you go, my gosh, well, I'm a spoiled kid.
That's incredible, isn't it? 35 years, when you just stop and think about it for how long you've been doing this, which is remarkable, the fact that anyone would have a career lasting that long in such a competitive business. Not to do with this, but I'm curious, just to get your perspective on this, Pierre. Like, I hear clips now when we run them sometimes on our sportscast, for example, in the morning, and I hear so many play-by-play people who basically just lose it. In other words, it's more yelling than anything else. When did that happen?
You mean why is it happening?
Yeah, I mean, just screaming. I mean, I get it. People get excited, and obviously you want to have the person doing the play-by-play excited, but it seems to me almost now like too many people completely over the top.
Well, it's tough for me to say because I'm not sure it's exact science or nuclear science, Aaron. I think that we each have our standards. We each have our style. And I guess it's all a matter of recognizing the moment. If you listen to my first calls 34 years ago, 32 years ago, my interview was not as stretched as I do it these days. And sometimes I myself think maybe I do it too much. But you know what? But the feedback I get, Aaron, is, don't you dare change your call from so many people from all age groups. So, as I said, it's not exact science, but I hear what people say, and I think it's a matter of, and I repeat myself, recognizing the moment. Some hockey games don't call for such an enthusiastic tone or expression or high level of energy. Some others are at the opposite of the spectrum. As you may know, on a full season of 82 games, and we do 60 at RDS, and we do 7 preseason games. I always say to Marc Denis, there is a game 1 and there is a game 60 in the whole spectrum. So I guess it's a matter of balance. It's a matter of recognizing the way to do it on the spur of the moment, but it's not always easy.
No, for sure.
As you are on radio, Aaron, we're also live all the time with no safety net.
Yeah. Where did A Le Beau come from?
Where the what? Sorry?
A Le Beau.
Oh, well, that's an interesting question, and thanks for asking, because you remember René Lecavalier's famous line, eh? Il lance ses comptes.
Yeah.
And René was and once again, he was the best ever. And René was always a bit uneasy about lancer compte becoming a sacred expression, because he said, Pierre, if you think about it, it's wrong. Because, of course, you lance, you shoot. But he said, compte. You can count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can count on someone. But you can't count a goal. So he said, I wish I could redo my original call. And he said, if ever you do hockey, may I suggest you go in a vue. As simple as that. And so I owe it in large part to René Lecavalier, and then Richard Garneau and Claude Quenneville and my other colleagues decided to go the same direction. So I'm not the father of that expression. I probably made it a bit more popular.
Well, you know
for a whole generation.
It's a great story, by the way. I never knew that before.
Yeah.
I will pay we're out of time. I will pay the ultimate compliment. While we're sitting chatting, someone just texted in, said, I'm an Anglophone, and I only listen to Pierre Houde.
That's really, really nice, really touching. I was talking to Stu Cowan from the Gazette this morning, and I said to Stu, please put the emphasis on the fact that the relationship I have with the English community here in Montreal is absolutely heartwarming. It's so fantastic, and I'm glad that people follow us. And it's my day-to-day food, Aaron. That's why I still want to go. This is you still want to go. We talked about that when we had brunch the other day, and I hope you're going to keep going for a while, and I'll try to do the same.
Listen, I salute you, my friend. Congratulations, going to the Hockey Hall of Fame. I know this doesn't happen till November, but it's wonderful that we finally get to find out, and you got to find out as well after everyone was trying to hide it from you. So congratulations. I look forward to seeing you again soon, Pierre. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Aaron.
Pierre Houde, play-by-play voice of the Montreal Canadiens. Yep, got himself the 2024 Foster Hewitt Memorial Award. He will be in the Hockey Hall of Fame.